So, children in need build-up time. Yeah, we're properly in the thick of the throes of the countdown to the big night, which is a week tomorrow, Friday the 16th of November. Yep, that's when it all happened. It's going to be a very exciting night. And every year you just overwhelm us with your efforts across the country, but also right here in Herefordshire and Worcestershire. We're having a big fundraiser this Saturday of our own, and we're very busy going around all the schools at the moment with Pudsey in tow. Actually, Pudsey's going around all the schools with us in tow, if we're being honest, to collect money that the children of Herefordshire and Worcestershire have been raising for those children in need in the two counties. So let's discuss some of those children who are in need. Now, last year, a grant was awarded to a charity, Mentor Link. I spoke to Andrea Maddocks from the charity, who told me a little bit more about them.
We're based in Stourport-on-Severn in Worcestershire, and we provide one-to-one support to vulnerable and distressed children.
And when you say vulnerable and distressed, these are just normal children in normal families, or they're children that have been through difficult circumstances?
These are children that are really facing difficult circumstances. Maybe they've suffered a significant bereavement. There are issues over anxiety, self-harm, special needs, domestic abuse, anything really that's impacting on that social emotional well-being of the child.
OK, and in what way does Mentor Link work with the children to, help them?
We recruit from the community. We professionally and safely recruit volunteer mentors, and we train them to listen to and support children through difficult times. And our idea is to make that young person feel better about themselves and better about engaging in learning. And it works, Kate.
Wow. And what kind of qualifications do you need one of these volunteers?
There's no professional qualifications, so we don't ask for qualifications, but lots of our volunteers that come forward really understand what we're trying to do. So they may have experienced similar sort of difficulties in their life, and somebody's come on board and gone, hey, talk to me, together we can work this out. So they're really people that want to give something back to young people.
OK, and when you see the results, it must be quite an emotional and rewarding experience.
Yes, very emotional. Just to give you, I won't sort of give too many details, but we had a young boy that came home. He was at primary school. He came home to find that his mother had taken her own life. His father wasn't part of the family unit. His grandparents lived abroad, and he was an only child. The school brought in counselling support because mainly our operation is through schools, but the children needed outside of schools. And they wanted us to work with him, and we provided him with a mentor that had experienced similar things when she was young, and basically have sort of seen him through difficult times. And he's now head boy and looking to go to Oxbridge, and we're hugely proud of him.
Oh, my goodness me, that is amazing.
Yeah, we are really proud.
OK, and the grant you received last year, I mean, how does it actually work? How is it funded? I mean, I guess all of these sorts of services need money to keep going.
Absolutely. The reason we applied to children in need is primarily our service was set up. I set the charity up back in 2002. So primarily the service is delivered through schools. But about 2 or 3 years ago, we were getting phone calls, lots of phone calls from parents and grandparents and carers saying, can you support my child? They're not in school, Andrea, or they don't want to access mentoring through school. And I said, I don't have any funding. So I applied to Children in Need, and kindly they gave me this support, which has made a huge difference. We can offer a more flexible service to the children. So if they're in school, that's great. If they're not in school, our work is funded through the Children in Need project.
Amazing stuff. Well, I'm really glad that Children in Need could help you, and it's always very rewarding to know that there are children out there raising money for these children.
Yes.
What a story.
Yeah. Any support. But the children are beneficiaries, and it's great if children can help other children, isn't it? I also think that's a great thing.
Indeed. Well, Andrea, I'm going to speak to Emma, who is one of your mentors, actually.
Yes.
So she's going to tell me a little bit about what it's like on the front line, so to speak.
Yes, Emma is one of our, lovely mentors. We've got around 170 mentors, but... and it's great that these people want to give back, and they make a difference, which is what we're looking for.
They do make a big difference. What a job that is, and what a fantastic charity who received nearly £75,000 of your money through Children in Need last year. Mentor Link, based in Stourport-on-Severn. Lovely to speak to Andrea, who runs the charity there. And we will discover what it is like to actually be a mentor from Emma later on the show. Right, time now to meet the lovely Emma from Mentor Link. Now, this is a charity that benefited from some funding from Children in Need last year. It's a charity in Stourport-on-Severn. We heard about it earlier today, mentoring children who've had some sort of emotional upheaval and are struggling with general things in life. Emma is one of the mentors there.
I've always wanted to give back, and I've worked in corporate marketing for many, many years, and always struggled to find that time to give back to charity. And only a few years ago, I started my own business, and they have a charitable foundation for teenagers. And it really inspired me to get involved locally and in helping children that just struggle a little. So, yeah, I jumped into it. I met the guys from Mentor Link, and they were incredible of what they've been achieving. So I was really, really happy to be part of it.
Amazing charity and incredible things that they do. I mean, in a way, it's a shame we have to have these sorts of services, but where would we be without them? I mean, the children that you help and the children that you meet through this work that you do, it must be quite a fascinating and humbling thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we don't have enough services to help these children, and who knows where it's all coming from, but we know that anxiety in children is increasing. And what could it be? Maybe social media. But, the services just aren't there. There's massive, high referrals and, massive waiting lists for these children. And what they really need is just some support, just somebody perhaps giving one-on-one time dedicated to them to help talk to them about their emotions, their thoughts. And, some of them are really quite distressed, and they are suffering with anxiety. They are maybe self-harming. They've got really, really low self-confidence. So I love just finding out a little bit about them and how I can help them to feel better about themselves. And that's through the mentoring that I do on a weekly basis. So it's very, very rewarding.
And you don't actually need a specific qualification to do this. You can volunteer and you get trained by Mentor Link.
Yes. Mentor Link is incredible. It's such a small charity, and you know what? We really are struggling for the funding. We have a lot of people actually that are looking to volunteer. So we do have lots of volunteers, and you need nothing other than a willing heart and just a bit of time to give back, and that's all I do. So I just got trained a little bit on safeguarding and just understanding a little bit about the children and how I can respond, how to question them, how to respond to them, that kind of thing. It's just been brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
And when you see the results as well?
One of the girls that I have mentored, she was really quite unhappy when I started, from a broken family, and she was self-harming. She was 14, and literally I had to close all the blinds when I arrived to speak to her. And within a few months, she was so much more confident, and then she was building up to her GCSEs. And, I taught her how to, believe it or not, how to meditate. I know that sounds a bit weird, but, just peaceful time just to think about things. And I taught her how to do some affirmations, retraining what she was saying to herself, because our inner voice is incredibly powerful, isn't it? Yes. So, and she's done so well in her GCSEs, and I still stay in touch with her. So, yeah, hopefully I've made a difference.
That sounds very rewarding, actually, in that sort of situation. And I can't imagine how emotional that must be. But also there are difficult times to get through as well, to get to that point.
There are indeed, and there was lots of tears. I actually see children outside of school, so it's really important that if you can connect a little bit with the parents, it's really great. If it's not the parents that are the issue, of course. But, we're really grateful for Children in Need supporting us, because we do have a massive demand for this service. More and more, it's quite scary as a mum of teenagers, how scary it is that our children are becoming so emotionally unstable so young. And so we need as much help as possible to get more and more volunteers in front of these little ones.
It does sound like quite a worrying statistic there. Well, I mean, thank goodness It's there, the charity, and I'm really glad that Children in Need could help. I know that everybody has worked very hard raising money for Children in Need, and it's wonderful to hear where some of it goes.
Yes, absolutely. And if anybody else can help us, please contact Mental Link. They're in Stourport in the Midlands, and we're always needing more support to help as many children as we can. But thank you so much to you for raising awareness of it and allowing us to come on and Children in Need is such a great charity.
It's an emotional build-up, that's for sure, for all of us, for all of you, for all of us, and for everybody involved. There's a lot of love in the air.
Yes, indeed.
Emma, thank you ever so much for telling us more about it. And I do believe there's an opportunity that we might be able to meet one of the children that you've mentored before this week or next week.
Hopefully, we are going to try and put that together, yes, indeed.
We'll watch this space. Emma, thank you.
It's a pleasure.